told it's called the bionic, the bomb, the puff, the blow, the black, the herb, the sensi, the chronic, the sweet Mary Jane, ganja, split, reefer, the bud, the Buddha, the homegrown, the ill, the Maui Maui, the method, pop, lethal, turbo, Thai, shake, skunk, stress, wacky, weed, blaze, the boot, dime bag, Scooby-Doo, Bob, bogey, backyard boogie.
And that's Sasha.
And we are live on Adobe Radio. If this actually goes on the air, then that was probably the smoothest opening we've ever had.
In all of history?
I gotta say. Yeah.
That was a good
like
one.
Flawless, honestly.
Just mark that one as a good take, and we'll play it the
and
whole
we'll just
rest
use
of the
that
time.
one. That's it. That's our. No, we're live. We're fresh bodies in the studio. We don't fake it. I mean, you can if you want to, though. Like, pre-recorded is fine. But we like being live. Keeps us moving.
It's live.
And, stoners we like a schedule. I do. I'm a stoner who likes a schedule because if I don't have one, then I'm just going to
Our show would be
go over
7 hours long
it would
if it
literally
wasn't
be
long.
4 days long. Like, we would
just keep going. A marathon.
we would never stop. So you need to limit these guys. Find us everywhere. Cool Nerd Weed Show. Just Google that. The YouTube is a good place. Obviously, Adobe is a great place to be. Adobe Radio is the best. We love you, Adobe. We are. What are we doing? Oh yeah. So I went out this weekend, probably for the first time to like an activity, probably since like the fires. I've been pretty shut in for a while. I haven't done much of activities.
Like personal activities.
Yeah, like personal activities.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, I've just been in my house doing, work stuff and puppy stuff and life stuff. I mean, I just mean physically. I haven't done any personal. Like I haven't gone to a park, or I haven't done any. I guess like maybe I've gone to a movie or two, but like I haven't really even been to the movies. I just feel like the last month has been,
It's it's winter.
Yeah.
It's seasonal depression.
Oh,
it's cold.
she's here.
It's cold.
Yeah.
And you just
seasonal
want
depression.
Yeah, you just want to like hole up and smoke.
Yeah,
and hug
LA
the
was weird
puppies.
for a while, but
yeah, for sure.
But you were like, okay, let's just like go to a museum.
Yeah,
we always go to museums.
We do. We
love going. That's a stoner's delight is going to a museum. Good for your mentals.
Absolutely.
And go high as you possibly can.
We love art, and we love
we do.
all the culture, and we go to all the little art shows too.
We do. We support local artists. So if you are one,
but like one of the things for 2025, and to like keep our PMA throughout the year, we made a pact to go to all the museums, and we were going to start with the museums that we'd never been to before.
Yes. I forgot that we said that part.
Yeah,
I asked you like 6 times. I was like, "Have you been here? Have you been here?" You were like, "No."
We had a pact. It was number one on the list.
It was because I'd never been to the Getty.
Yeah.
No, I'd never been to the Getty.
The Getty Center.
The Getty Center. I had never been to the Getty Center. I've lived here for quite some time, as have you.
I've been here a long time too.
You haven't been to the Getty.
I'm almost embarrassed to say that I have not. That was my first time to.
Please, don't be ashamed.
At the Getty Center, I've been to like a lot of the museums, but I've never taken the time to go to the Getty Center.
Well, it's an event.
It's an event.
I was like, on a Saturday we'd like take the train to MoMA, like I was like, New York museums or Jersey, mostly, the museums are, you drive or you walk to them. This was not that. The Getty is what you see from the freeway, right?
From the 405 and like Wilshire.
It's such a
it's a huge property up at the top of the hills.
Lots of histories.
I know, in West LA.
And it's cool. So we, of course, of course there was nothing we wanted. The one thing we did see, I did really enjoy though, I guess we could get to that, but Yeah, we didn't know. We were going in not blind. We looked up kind of the things, but it was the museum that we wanted to go to over like the actual possible exhibits.
The exhibits. What of a exhibit. You may know him from.
You may know him from such shows as the car one.
Hit My Ride.
Yeah. Yeah. So I didn't know the exhibits. I just trusted you. I mean, every time you're like, let's go to this art show and this museum, I'm like, okay. Like, usually it definitely falls in line, almost always. And I love a museum. I'm a sucker for a museum. You could take me to one, and there could be the silliest shit, and I'd like it. So I was ready for it. We took a mushroom capsule.
We took some little capsules, some little
which
little
I don't know why.
microdose.
Lately, I've been getting nervous before I take them. That's not the mindset you're supposed to go in with them. But I was fine. I was good.
Yeah, we had a great
did.
time.
Like
We took a car.
We took a car. You suggested that, and honestly, I probably would have fell on that too because the parking situation just looked like a hellscape.
Yeah, you have to. You can't drive up there. You have to park at the bottom
all
of the
way
hill,
like up,
and then you take a tram up to the top. So public transportation or taking a car is probably recommended. Parking's crazy.
They've got the rideshare thing kind of figured out. I mean, not for us on the way there, but
Of course not.
It's okay. It
It's
wasn't
all right.
his
It was
fault.
fine. It was totally
We
cool.
got there. We got there just fine. We're all getting it sorted. We're all working on it. So we get there, and I do always forget that most activities that we want to do to get our mentals better involve like going through security of some sort. And I actually did good this time. We had literally I don't know if we smoked, but I did have weed, a good amount of it in my bag. But I didn't have any knives or weapons, and I didn't have any. That's it. I mean,
we got up. We took the train up.
Yeah,
we took the little
train
tram up.
Yeah,
There
so
was
that was before security.
A little
That was
song
nice.
playing.
There was a song,
And then it was very much like Disneyland.
Yes.
Vibe.
Yeah.
Little tune playing on the way up.
Yeah, anticipation's building.
We got up to the top. We went through our security checkpoint.
Yes.
It was pretty easy. They were really nice. Everybody was very sweet.
Well,
and,
yeah.
Yeah. You open your bag and it's
reeked
loud.
of weed.
It's loud.
It
It's
was
loud.
It was so loud you could smell it from the 405. Like it was very freshly smoked weed. And he just kind of gave everything a look and was like, just don't smoke anywhere, please. No e-cigs or anything. I was like, yes, sir. And then he was like, put your friend there.
Yeah. I opened my bag and I had
I had turned around. No, that's not how. Well, we'll get to your perspective first because I was like, cool. I'm not going to get. He looked like he wanted to. They were kind of like a tag team. You could tell they were like having a good day at work. They were like, let's have some fun with these guys. So they were cool. They were fun and nice. And I liked they had
great energy.
They did. They had good vibes, even if they were, giving us the old what for. So then I turn around and you just have
I opened my bag. I've been smoking a lot of concentrates lately, so I bring the Puffco Proxy.
The Proxy. Sorry, I'm talking.
The little baby Proxy,
little pipe,
little Sherlock pipe with me. One of my faves.
That's a terrible motion that I did. Oh my god.
You can watch the video.
I was miming
slow-mo in there
in a poor way, amateur. But you have your pipe with you, which is pretty inconspicuous.
Yeah, it's a very classy case, and you were in front of one of the security guards who was like already smelled your loud bag, and then I had another security, and he was asking me what's in the box.
What's in the box?
And then the other one was looking at me. Your guy.
Yes, because he pointed at you. Yeah,
and he wanted me to open it.
Yeah.
So
See, I didn't hear him open it because I didn't hear him say open it. It just looked like you.
Well, he didn't.
Were like,
he didn't say. Your security guard didn't say open it, but my security guard
I'm sure that he did.
asked me to open it.
Yes, I believe that he did.
Okay.
I just didn't hear that part. So when I turned around and you were like super, like you were smiling, like you were like, you're like,
Huh?
and I was like, what is going on over here? And he was like, whoa. Like so you did open it.
I opened it. There's the Puffco proxy. There's a little like container of concentrate right there.
Yeah, I mean.
And you know, everything I need.
He was like,
right
whoa,
there.
whoa, whoa.
Q-tips.
Whoa.
He's like, yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa.
He's like, close that. I didn't see that. And then my guy was like, it's legal. You know, look.
It's totally legal
Look, it's
in
legal.
California. Like
we're in the great state of California. It's legal. I was like, yes.
As if we didn't live here.
Yeah, I was like, I mean.
And
right. Everybody who comes together already knows that. But they were, again, super cool.
They were very cool.
Not
very
trying
cool.
to give them shit because they were doing their job in a very pleasant manner. As I would hope so, you know? This is a big day. It was a Saturday, right?
Yeah, it was a Saturday.
We went on a weekend. There was many people there. So these guys had every right to be cranky, and they were not. But it was legal. We put it out, you just put it away. Just put it away. And don't take it out again.
They made it very clear that we are not allowed to smoke or vape up and on the property.
Contrary to what Google may tell you.
Yeah.
Which anywhere. You can't smoke.
You can't. No,
just deal with it.
It's a completely smoke-free environment. It's a fucking
never
museum.
smoke in a museum.
Like, you're going to smoke around a Van Gogh?
If you were smoking darts around the Van Gogh, I feel like, I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm talking about Van Gogh. I mean, probably art has been around a lot of cigarettes. But
for sure.
Listen, smoking has not been acceptable in these sorts of places for a long time. I would love a museum. I mean, there are probably museums in places like specialty museums. You could walk around and smoke. Wouldn't that be a great idea? Let's do it. Make an LLC and have us. Because the museum that we went to that history of weed museum.
Oh, yeah.
You couldn't smoke in there.
No, they let us smoke in the smoking
in like the lounge, and I was like, "This is kind of whack." I kind of want in the I was like, "I want to smoke while I'm walking," but clearly they haven't invented that yet. So yeah, I was fine with not smoking. I didn't plan on smoking in the museum.
For sure. No, why would we?
I mean, please.
But they let us go on about our business.
They did
with a little bit of
a little bit of cheer.
Chops.
Yeah.
Busted our chops a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit of ribbon.
It was fun.
It was. And we were jolly. We were jolly about it. I was like, that was just a real treat. And then most of the stuff we wanted to see wasn't open.
It was closed.
Yeah, we were like, okay, so we went to the Van Gogh first. We saw irises.
Yes.
Which was pretty cool.
It was cool.
I mean, I was like, that's pretty cool. So I was moved. I was a little sad because Van Gogh makes me sad. But it was good. It was art. You know, it was very art.
I mean, yeah, Irises was painted when he was in the institution.
Yeah.
And like pretty fucking depressed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man.
So it invoked. Yeah.
Creative.
Yeah, he saw geometry.
That was
like he saw things in like, you know, like his brain. He was
art therapy.
Yeah. Now that's something too, you know, that it does really help. I'm not like a art snob in any way, shape, or form, but I do love art and I can very much appreciate it. And it always moves me. So that was pretty cool. I think we were, pretty mushroomy.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And that's, I highly recommend that.
Yeah, 1,000%.
And then we were like, let's go here. No, I was like, I need a snack. My sugar is dropping. So I was like, let's go get a snack. So we went and got some chips.
Some cookies, some wine.
And yeah, we got a huge pour of red wine.
Red.
It was just like red. Might as well be like written on there, the marker. But it was very good. And then I think we saw some sculptures.
Yeah, we went through the sculptures. Yeah. And then we walked around the property a little bit.
Oh, we did.
The hedge maze was closed, but went to the the cactus garden. That was cool.
Yeah, so all in all, it was a good day.
It was a beautiful day. Art therapy.
But I thought, I just thought it was funny when when you were like,
oh, I know. You can't take me anywhere. Can't take us anywhere.
no, I was dying. I was like, and he was like, look, it's legal, you know?
I had like a big,
and I know, I'm like,
like a
there
big
with the
smile.
like the loudest ass bag ever. They should have taken my whole bag from me. And you're like, that's what goes in here.
Like, yeah, look at this. Look
You
how
had the
cool
biggest
this
smile
is.
ever.
Look
It was
how-
hilarious.
How cool the Puffco Peak is in this cool carrying case.
Maybe we taught them something that day. Maybe they learned. Maybe they went home and they were like, you know, got
These two,
cool nerds who came through. Boy, they were really something.
they taught us how to laugh.
We found our inner child again, and we healed, and we were better that day. That's what we do, TS. We touch people's lives with our humor and our charm and our love for weed. Like, that's
Our brains, our knowledge of cannabis.
our THC pickled brains. That's really the moral of the story. You know, no matter what's going on in the world, weed will always save us. So we actually have good news today for the most part. I think should we take a break and talk about the bad stuff first, or the whatever stuff, and then take another break and then go into all good news all show long.
Yes. Let's take a little break.
Yeah, we're going to take a little break. And then we'll be right back with more of the show.
Gummies, 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 I got gummies. Do you want some gummies? It's the Cool Nerd Weed Show.
Yeah. Oh, I hate that part. I don't know why. If I didn't stop it, you would still do it. So
Yeah. Can't
so
stop
I might
us.
as well have the pleasant sounds in my
The
ears.
ASMR.
I hate ASMR. It turns me into a not nice person. I guess I have like that misophonia thing. Like
Sound.
yeah, chewing
dysmorphia.
and chewing and snoring. Like
Yeah. Yeah. Nobody likes snoring.
no, but some people can deal with it, but nobody likes snoring. But you know what? You love people who do snore, and that's okay too. We're gonna be positive at the end of the day. Not talk about only things that we hate. I don't know. We're back.
And we're back.
It's Cool Nerd Weed Show. That's Tiaz.
And that's Sasha.
And we're live on Adobe Radio. You just like entered into the middle of a conversation between us, which is really this show. It's just a couple of nerds nerding out about nerd stuff, and we want to get the part out of the way that we will probably just keep on updating you about throughout. I don't know, the year, I guess. Last week we talked about RFK and weed, right? Kind of.
Yeah, RFK is our is the cabinet
the guy.
pick for the HHS, the Health and Human Services Department of the country of the USA.
Yep.
RFK Jr.
Yep.
And he could be appointed to making the health decisions of all the people of the U.S., guiding us in our quest for healthy living. Also, all like the cannabis talking heads that are sort of on the MAGA side of things, sort of are speculating that RFK Jr. would be good for cannabis and cannabis businesses.
Really? Well, why?
Because of his liberal views of
so he'd be
alternative
into
medicine. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, like he sort of wants to,
then
reshape even though, so he's already backpedaled. RFK Jr.'s already backpedaled on this, but before the vote, he was like, yeah, we should legalize, reschedule all of cannabis, psychedelics.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
But
I think they're trying to, and we talked about that fentanyl bill that they're trying to get passed, and they were trying to shove weed on it
Oh yeah.
to try to just get it in there. But too many people were like, "That's
That's
banana nut
ridiculous.
breads. What are you thinking?"
So that was withdrawn.
So they were like, okay. So they're still like in his face about it. Like they're still like, we gotta talk about this weed thing. And I guess RFK probably, yeah. I don't think so. He's pro weed. He likes weed.
Well, he sort of was on board with cannabis reform
Well,
for sure.
I mean,
Like during the earlier days of his campaign for presidency, and even though in his bid for HHS appointee.
but the problem is like the DEA is the one, like he's doing, a cowardly move with weed, surprise, and he's being like, I like it, but it's not my call.
Yeah.
It's this big old jerk off's call.
This guy.
Yeah, is this super dumb guy that is even maybe dumber than me, which I don't know. I mean, dumb is...
He's
Take it to me.
deferring now back to the DEA, who's sort of has an anti-cannabis stance, the new appointees, but also
the guy who he doesn't want this, the head of the DEA.
no, the DEA
Yeah.
does not want this. And then
So-
there's other like GOP
Yeah.
people in RFK's ear already, or they want to have this conversation. Like
Yeah.
Andy Harris, the Republican from Maryland, where cannabis is
He's, like,
is
obsessed.
legal. He's totally obsessed.
He's
with,
like, I can't stop thinking about this. I need to talk to you about it.
we need to have a conversation.
strong man.
Let's get lunch.
We need to get lunch and talk about this cannabis thing. And I'm
It's
sure
like
they want to keep the DEA in biz. So, it doesn't... I don't know. I don't know. I feel like if he's just straight up like, I'm just going to defer to them, and they're very, I think, clearly being like, we don't think this is what we want because of all the harmful... They keep calling it harmful.
Yeah, Andy Harris keeps calling it as harmful, and also the what is it? What's his name from the DEA? The new DEA,
Like something
adults
stupid.
or some.
Yeah, it's something dumb.
Yeah, so these people are all in, and RFK is. Do you think he's going to actually be appointed?
Derek Maltz.
Derek Maltz.
Derek Maltz.
The new head of the
I'm
DEA.
Derek Maltz. I don't like weed so much. Wait, what were we going to say? Sorry.
Basically the same thing. I'm Derek Maltz, and I don't like weed. I'm a boomer. It's a gateway drug and some
Yeah.
other bullshit. The usual fucking bullshit. But then you've got these other fucking GOP fuckers trying to talk to RFK too about this, about like not even like RFK's Junior's already said that he's going to default to the fucking malts
Yeah.
of the DEA.
Yeah, they don't like it.
They don't like it.
So,
It's like, so everybody who actually like was supporting RFK Jr. for like freedom of your medical choices, or thought that cannabis legalization was going to be furthered, he's already backpedaling.
yeah.
And then he's got all these other asshats in his ear.
I think he's like so focused on his own stupid.
Well, yeah, he's got
ridiculous
his own agenda.
That he's like, I can't even deal with this right now. And as usual, weed gets thrown to the people who hate it for obvious reasons.
Yeah, the
So-
people that end up being actually in charge of it
Yeah.
hate cannabis.
Yeah.
So,
No, they certainly don't care about us. So that's that. It's nothing, like nothing has happened to say, oh, okay, it's going forward, the rescheduling, we have, so there'll be movement. It looks like it's just regular, like it's just
Yeah,
normal now.
that's-
So that's fine.
that's the federal level. There's
Yeah.
way
Here, I mean, in the States, there's
way better.
so much stuff going on.
Well, there's way more positive movement and
Yeah.
sort of more progressive ideas happening state level.
State level. This is one thing where states' rights are good. This one thing. This thing in particular, it's good when you have more states, obviously, but with the federals involved, you know, I don't know. I don't even know how I want it to fucking go. You know what I mean? I don't even know. I just want it to be like it is, not any worse. It doesn't have to get better.
Like if you,
I just don't want it to get any worse.
If you leave it to the states, leave it to the states.
Yeah.
But then when it comes to, they always
Banking
say
and
they're like federal law trumps state law.
yeah. Right, exactly.
So
it's federally illegal,
it's federally
so we can't do
illegal, so
federally
we can't do
federally
federally stuff. We just go round and round.
Nothing
and
federal.
round and round and round.
Yeah, from when we started doing this show, which is just something. But fuck them.
Fuck you. Fuck you very, very much.
I, you know, we're fine without all your blasted meddling. You knew. Yeah, you are enough of you with the. So whatever. Stay out of my freaking weed. Like, it would be great if we could do federal things like bank and rely on it for research, all the things. And it would be great if we stopped having it be a thing that people are in jail for currently. That would be great. Those are things that are easily achievable and not harmful, contrary to what your GOP congressman says. You can call them if you want. I mean, that's really what people are telling people to do is call your congress people and just be like, shut the fuck up. Don't say that. But complain about stuff you want to complain about. They're your public servants. So get vocal if you want it to stay. I don't know. I feel like it's just going to be one of those things we're pushed into the back burner again, and then all of a sudden, like, something's going to happen. They're going to be like, it's legal everywhere, or whatever they were going to do. But not now. Now it's just going to be what it is.
The status quo.
That's fine.
Yeah, because we're okay.
Yeah, I mean,
in California.
Yes. And we existed before it too.
Yes.
There's ways that weed will prevail. It's just really great when it's above board and people are trying to really, embrace this as not something that's a stereotype or something that's evil, or this may not take us that far back, but it doesn't really take us anywhere forward.
No, it's like we've come a long way in cannabis, but the people that had high hopes for this fucking MAGA movement and they're pro-cannabis, they're alleged pro-cannabis MAGA people, like, you got fucking duped.
There's a lot of them. Yeah, I know. Now, yeah, I know. You silly billies. Well, we'll see how it goes. I don't even want to. I don't want to see. So we'll go to more museums. And,
art therapy.
Yeah, art therapy. Listen to music. Smoke weed. And I think we should take another break.
Yes. Yes, we should.
And then we'll come back and we'll talk about only good things.
It's only
for
good
like
news.
A while.
PMA.
Yeah.
The Final Huff and Puff with TS and Sasha.
Yeah. Now, I know what you're thinking. I thought they said they were going to be happy all day. Well, we are. But I love the Final Huff and Puff. It's like Jerry Springer's Final Thoughts. That's where we drew our inspiration from. Little known fact. If you had a pop-up video, that's what the pop-up video would say.
Jerry Springer.
Jerry Springer was a controversial television host in the 90s.
Paid for a sex worker with a check. Ran for mayor. Also was the mayor.
Boop, 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 boop. So we're going to have good news is what we're going to have. And we're going to start. So, yeah. Oh, I guess this is also this one.
We salute you, the United States of cannabis, under all 50 strains, one pre-roll, under bong. The Cool Nerd Weed Show on Adobe Radio.
Yeah.
Thanks, Fish.
Yeah, thanks, Fish. One nation under bong, indeed. And we actually have some good news for however long we can go. And we're going to start in Maryland.
Yeah, back to Maryland.
We've gone to Maryland many times for many different reasons.
Yeah, there's always.
I remember when it was like much more accessible.
You were there.
There, I was in Maryland. Why did I go to Maryland?
Oh no, you were. Okay, I always say you were in Maryland, but I think you were actually in Delaware.
Yeah, Delaware. I was like, you could have convinced me that I was, and I would have believed you. My memory is so bad. I would have been like, oh, sure, I guess I was. No, I was in Delaware, which...
It's close by.
Yeah, it's close by, and they were cool with weed, but I didn't see any dispensaries anywhere, but I didn't feel weird smoking weed. There were other people smoking weed as well. So, yeah, so Maryland, I remember when they got more accessible, it was nice, and everybody was excited.
Baltimore is a strange city, a beautiful place.
I've never been.
It is. The home of John Waters.
Yeah.
So, Maryland Governor Wes Moore has been really, for a long time, he was able to expunge records.
Yeah, see, that's what's up.
And really...
Starting there is pretty nice.
Yeah, really like getting those criminal cannabis records expunged and releasing people from prisons.
Good for him.
And
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what we hoped for. That's what we hope for.
Yeah, always. He did a mass pardon of almost 200,000 people. About 175,000 people.
Love to see this. This is exactly what's supposed to be happening with the legalization and regulation of weed. This is the thing that when you see if your state is not legal and they are just dipping their toesies into legalization, this is what you look for. If this is not there, then the it's probably not going to be a good law or whatever.
It's probably been written by the multi-state operators.
And it's not good.
No,
it won't be good for you or weed culture or anything to forward our advancements. So try to just keep that in mind because the allure of legalization is like, yeah, of course. Yeah. But like we have to be careful because this isn't just about getting weed accessible. That's pretty sick as well. But it's also this fucking fear and weight on your shoulders of being a fucking felon or whatever, or going to jail or being in jail. Like that is really difficult to square away when it's legal in most of the country. So this is what you look for when you see it on a bill. Keep those peepers open for an expungement part of the law.
Governor Moore is actually expanding this bill as well, like making even more progress.
What a guy.
Yeah.
What a chap.
Thank you.
Thank you, Governor Wes Moore. Seriously, you are tops. And I like this. I like all of it. I hope he continues his work in weed and weed reform. I'm glad he has the time for it. I'm glad he understands the weight of it. He seems like a real stand-up guy. So it excites me. It excites me that there's some good legislation going through there. And in none other than Maryland, too. I think the people of Maryland really, really want this to be like the full Monties. You know, it's really nice when you start to see the expunging, and it's really nice when they finally do it.
Yeah, when they can do it on such a scale without
it always feels
like
good.
a bunch of red tape.
Love it. Love it. So keep it going, Governor Wes Moore. Do more good things. You should be in the Congresses. You think he'll be in the Congresses? Does he look like he's...
Is he... Yeah, you never know. I think he could make the move up.
He's
up
pretty
the chain.
I'd vote for him for anything. He should be in the HSS.
For sure.
So that was our first bit of good news. Yay, Maryland. Go Maryland. And we've said that before, and we'll say it again. I would love to smoke Maryland weed. I sure would. I
want to try it. I want to try it, like that Baltimore OG.
We are probably taking a cross-country trip. Let's just say it while we're in the United States of cannabis, okay? We're probably going to take a cross-country trip pretty soon. We should get weed in the states that are legal. We should try and do
all
it.
of them, yeah.
Yeah. There's not a lot of them for a stretch, but like before, where they are legal, we should go to them. Because I never do, because I'm always like in such a rush. But we should take the time, because I would love to try weed in different places. I mean,
see
we
what
all.
see what the world, what the USA of cannabis has to offer.
Yeah, what you got? Okay, so I want to do. I kind of wanted to touch on New York real quick. Did you see that?
Okay.
You see it?
What's happening in New York?
Okay, this is what's on Marijuana Moment. It says that they launched New York regulators have launched a resource, a directory.
Oh yeah,
to connect with banks, right?
Yeah, that's
businesses with banks.
That's really interesting.
Yeah. Going from like nothing can exist at all except for like 2.5 dispensaries to you want banking, you get banking. You know, like that's.
Well, I mean,
okay. I like it.
No, that's great.
I think it's good news. That's why I brought it up. That's
great that New York is like actually thinking ahead, and they're like, this is important. The Congress people and the government people will be pushing the federal government to making changes in this. So this is great, but also like the forward thinking of New York to actually point people in the right direction of people that are willing to play ball with you as a cannabis business.
Yes.
There are a few. There's not many. Some will. They always say that it's either like a very localized bank or a very foreign bank.
Right. It's a very difficult aspect of having a business.
Yeah,
is not being able to bank.
Like every other fucking business
like
in
every
America.
Literal other business.
Like
bad businesses.
Access to business loans.
Anything.
Access to credit card processing. Access to debit card processing. Writing checks for like your rent. It's not really safe to have a lot of cash on hand in today's world. So having access to electronic payments would make it a safer business.
Yeah, everything that other places get to enjoy, we shouldn't be. And even then, even with regulation comes with its own. Did you tell me that California is raising its taxes?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, no bad news. No bad news. No bad news. We're not talking about bad news. Talking about good news only on this show. Okay, so
back to New York.
New York, good for you.
Yeah, good for you, New York. Good for you.
I'm very happy that New York is leading the way here, because I was very, I was waiting for them to show me their stuff when it came to cannabis. And, I think there's still some stuff to work out. We have some insider information. It doesn't seem like it's a terrible gig, but it does, there's still some wrinkles in the New York cannabis, in any really industry in any state. But New York took a minute. Everything was weird.
Slow roll out.
It really comes down to a lot of it licensing, but always and again, I'm not there. I don't live there, so I don't know what the cannabis experience is like working in it. I always do want to know. I always want to be like, I just work here for like 6 months or something. Because I am curious what it feels like to work in an East Coast dispensary.
Yeah, I would like to guest bud tend and any New York
we'll be at
dispensaries. Yeah.
High elevated NYC Empire. From 2 to 4.
We're rebranding the whole. It's the Adobe New York Cannabis.
Our logo is gonna be on
the cool nerd weed shop.
only
guest
in our
bud
dreams.
tending
Yeah,
from
yeah.
420 to 425.
Would you? Yeah. Would you like us to guest bud tend at your dispensary? Hit us up, Cool Nerd Weed Show. So that was another piece of good news. New York, good for you. Go bank with New York. Yeah. So it's basically, I don't even really understand it. It's just like a route for people to talk to each other, right? Like it's some of that red tape that you were mentioning, right?
Yeah.
They can get to each other.
You can it's like I'm cool, you're cool. Let's try to figure this out within our legal bounds, how we can work together. Like at least we're
Okay. All right. Well, that's good.
And then, you just go until somebody tells you to stop and seizes all your fucking money.
And yeah, that definitely could happen. So just,
But,
be careful. But yes, good for you, New York. That's a step forward. Okay. So the last one that I wanted to talk about, right? I think, yeah. So the last one I want to talk about, this really just made me feel glad everywhere. So Arkansas, this is in Arkansas. Arkansas lawmakers approve bill to use medical marijuana revenue to fund free breakfasts for students.
What a concept. What a concept.
I'm elated. I'm over the moon. I've never been happier in my life about a piece of news in my life, in my entire being. Because this, again, is like what we want. We keep saying it. We're like, the taxes are gonna make the roads better. But what we really did say, and a lot of these cannabis laws, again, if you're voting on weed, you could look for this in there. Sometimes they'll say the money from weed taxes will be going towards social programs, and for kids, come on.
I just want to. No. This is all great. This is all
don't
great.
fuck it up for me.
No. This is great. I just want to. Okay,
I won't make it.
who would you think would have sponsored this bill?
Oh no.
Which side of the aisle?
Well, I know what you're gonna say because
I didn't really lead up. There's only like two parties. It's like you got a 50-50 chance.
That's
like who would have?
Pretty left leaning program. Well, obviously you're gonna say Republican, but
Yeah, a Republican.
yeah. I would not obviously have thought that.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Sponsored this bill to actually do some good.
Wow.
In his state.
Look
Jonathan
at that.
Dismang.
A Republican
Senator.
We were just talking all that jazz on the GOP's just not 10 minutes ago about how they are just really making it hard and difficult to exist. And then what do you know about Jonathan Dismang? That's a great name.
That is.
Jonathan, you really just
You get it.
You took me by surprise.
Let's use that tax money for some good. Let's feed some kids.
To feed children. We know that is so important. Science has said that for many, many years. Kids need breakfast. And to give it to kids for free, that's very social thinking.
It is very socialist.
Very, I would say it leans toward an ism that would be of the social variety. It's a social program. And you're using taxes to pay for that for something that is helping people that people have access to. So I guess their medical weed program is like popping?
Yeah, it's happening.
I want to try some Arkansas weed.
So do I.
So bad. I really do. Sorry. I didn't mean to scream. I really want to try Arkansas weed. Like I really, really do. I hope that you are enjoying weed. I hope that kids get a ton of free breakfasts.
Yeah, this is like all kids who go to public schools in Arkansas would benefit from this. No matter what your like whether you qualified for any kind of like free breakfast or meal program. It's just feed all the kids who are coming to school. Like they have an opportunity to get something to eat before they start class.
And I think the fact that it is coming from weed is almost incidental here because we should remind not to bring in bad news, but just a fact. We won't dwell on it, though. Sarah Huckabee Sanders is the governor, is the former governor, and she previewed the bill in her state of address. So she's involved in this. She's back. She's back, baby! And she doesn't like it. So she doesn't like the reform of it all. So whatever. Typical coming up to problems behavior, but clearly weed has prevailed because it doesn't matter where it comes from. The fact that they're doing this at all is really great. If it comes from the taxes of I don't know what, something else, it would be cool too. But the fact that it comes from weed, and not only is access being provided for people who need cannabis, but also it's going, the taxes are going where you want them to go. So no matter who goes up against it, at the very least you can point to that and say, well, what, is that bad? Is that a bad thing? That is that bad in any way?
All this cannabis money we're generating
for the children?
For the children.
And we've said Cool Nerd Weed Show is for the children. So
Cool Nerd Weed Show forever.
Forever, ever. Yeah, forever. Yeah. Good news. Good news, Arkansas. Good news, New York. Good news, Maryland. Great news for you guys. I'm so glad that we could talk about good news, because it's looking pretty rough out here. And I feel good. I think we should stop.
I thought that was my cue. I almost did it.
You did?
I was...
Okay. I think we should stop. So...
Don't panic.
It's organic.